episode of Insane Throttle. Join us as we dive into the world of motorcycle clubs. In this video, joining a motorcycle club, living the thug life on two wheels. We explore what it truly means to be a part of a brotherhood nowadays, from the camaraderie and open road to the lifestyle that comes with territory, as we uncover the realities of motorcycle clubs. One of the realities we will be exploring is the gangster hip hop influence on the motorcycle club scene. This trend has been growing stronger the last decade, and we're going to ask ourselves if this trend has actually hurt the will to join a motorcycle club. Let's get it going.
Ride or die, 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 fly. Know that they ride or die. Cody, brothers, my guys, know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. I keep running.
Oh, I already know that a lot of people are going to get they're going to get upset about this one, man. Especially the younger guys. They're going to be their head's going to explode, because they're going to say, well, each generation has their way of doing things. But if you really look at it, when it comes down to today, this gangster look, or the way that they're acting like gangsters, isn't the very best thing for MCs. Now, I do understand that MCs need to bring in the younger crowd, and that's really what they're into. But at the same time, the MCs have an image problem going on, and the clubs were always portrayed in the media as gangs. Let's just be honest, that's what they've always been portrayed as, even if they were all beardy, ruffle looking and all that kind of stuff. But now it is feeding into the media narrative of some of the stuff that is actually happening in the scene. You know, that little montage I did in the beginning, you actually got guys out there rapping about the gangster kind of stuff, and you have to ask yourself, is that something I would want to join? And that's one of the discussions that I'd like to have today. That's why I say, when you get a certain age, it's basically time to let go. See you later. You've been there, you've done that, you were able to rebel for a while. But at a certain age, you're not going to have anything in common with younger people. 50 years old, say, like myself, what am I going to have in common with somebody that's 25 listening to hip hop, when I grew into the scene with Waylon Jennings or the Highwaymen? It kind of drives China down nuts. You're always running on my bike, and that's all you're hearing is the classic country stuff or the outlaw country stuff. But you then have somebody that's more into this gangster rap, this hip hop type of stuff. The style has all changed within the scene now. Even the way that motorcycles are looking now is a lot different. And again, you're going to have your different taste when it comes to different generations. But it does hamper what the people look at motorcycle clubs as. And then you throw in the news that comes around the country about this club going after that club, this territory. You got to remember, with the media, they're the ones that are going to set the narrative, as well as the refusal of clubs to address that. That narrative is going to explode. Now, again, I get it, since a lot of these shows that came out in the early 2000s has really, if you brought a lot of people to motorcycling, and has brought people to the point where they wanted to explore, MCs. Personally, I think go to an RC, because I think RCs are the closest thing you're going to find when it comes to what the original clubs were all about. It wasn't about all this hostility, if you will. And that's why a lot of guys are joining the RCs. But one thing I found very interesting was, I don't know if you've been in the scene, you've heard the term Nikie Bikie. It basically comes out of Australia, New Zealand, and it's hardcore gangster stuff over there. If you're gonna sit there and tell me that the MCs over there are just motorcycle clubs, you're not going to push that crap on me, man. You're talking about guys that are making millions of dollars, and you think they're doing it by freaking going to work, or, yeah, the work they're doing is work. You know what I mean? I can't say it here, but they're making millions of dollars. You know it's not legal, but hey, it's their hustle, their gang. Uh, but it does come down to a lot of those old clubs over there are no longer clubs, they're gangs now. Because of the Nikie Bikies, man. They're the ones that are dressing up in Versace, and hardly any of them ride a damn motorcycle. And those that are from Australia or New Zealand on the video can comment that it is true. And unfortunately, we have started importing that type of thinking from Australia as well as New Zealand and some other parts of the world, where we used to export our type of stuff in the motorcycle club scene. But you're seeing a lot of resemblance in the American clubs to the foreign clubs in the aspect of this hip hop stuff. I never would have thought I would ever see hip hop videos being performed by MC members and actually acting that way. And then you have to ask yourself, well, what do you think's going to happen when these damn cops start watching this kind of stuff and you got guys tied to that kind of stuff? You're going to have all kinds of issues. And that's one thing that we've been starting to see in the States, is that kind of targeting. To each their own what you're into, but at the same time, you can't get angry when the general public or independent bikers at that. Independent bikers, I never thought I would see the day where a lot of them have no support whatsoever for MCs. I think a lot of shenanigans that have happened over the past decades has really soured independent bikers when it comes to MCs. You'll see it in my comments all the time about how it is better to be a part of just being independent than not with a club. And I did a deal about, hey, a lot of guys, they wanted to get rid of all the politics and all the rules, and next thing you know, that's popping all over the place, man. There's so many damn rules now. You got channels dedicated to try to go through them and make some up. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. Yes, it was supposed to be about rebellion within the MC scene, but it really, it really has gotten away from that type of thinking. And now it is mostly like a Nikie Bikie lifestyle here in the States. And I hate to see it that way. And there's nothing wrong dressing, the way you want to dress and stuff. But you're bringing that kind of attitude to the scene. A scene that really wasn't like that. Hey, you do some dope stuff with the bikes. A lot of them look good. But when you want to get that gangster type of thinking, and you're bringing that along with the club, and then other clubs start having problems. It used to be those battlegrounds, you'd hear once in a while about things popping off. But, that's one thing about biker news. Why I got out of it is because, one, it was boring. And two, it was all the time for stuff you're sitting there like, damn, this would have never happened back in the day. They wouldn't even have known about something like this, but they're too busy doing it in public now. And I think that unless MCs try to start changing the way that they're perceived, it's not going to get any better. Because like I said, there's a lot of people now that want nothing to do with MCs. I thought it used to be everybody wanted to hang out, party, it's just not like that anymore. Hell, you got bikers now that are supporting these rules and no club colors in bars. I seen this one Nico's, I think it was in the Chicago suburbs, where they put this up. And yeah, you had some come out and say, yeah, clubs ain't gangs. Hey, this is BS. This should have never happened. But a majority of those were like, yeah, we really appreciate that because we want to have fun. We want to do what we want to do without all the violence happening. So that has turned a lot of people against MCs. And the living the thug life on two wheels, it's actually a lot of people have that as a badge of honor, I guess, living the thug life. You see that in all the type of clothing and stuff like that. But what do you guys think? Do you think that is actually a true brotherhood in the sense of they're going to have your brother's back? Or is it more of a status type of deal now within the MC scene, meaning they're more interested and more concerned about gaining status than they are with an actual brotherhood or riding their motorcycle? These are questions that have been brought up a lot lately. You've been seeing it all over the net. And even more interesting is the guys that have left clubs, they're going around on the interview circuit and they're actually trying to tell you what is happening. And I guess the internet, like I've always said, travels at light speed. But when you get that happening where, the older members or other even younger members leave and telling you, yeah, it was all about this and that. It wasn't about brotherhood. You got to think, man. You really got to think. So do you think living the thug life on two wheels has ruined the MC scene? That's going to be an interesting debate in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. Rock on.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.